अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, मैं हूं अब्दुल्ला कश्मीर वाला। आज की मेरी गेस्ट मिस नेटले जेम थॉमस हैं, जो एक टोस्ट मास्टर हैं और एक टीचर हैं। आइए इनसे मुलाकात करते हैं। हाय,
Hi, how are you?
आई एम फाइन, व्हाट अबाउट यू?
I'm good, thank you.
सो कैन यू इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ टू माय ऑडियंस?
Of course I can. So, hello everybody. My name is Natalie Jane Thomas and I live on the Isle of Wight in the United Kingdom. The Isle of Wight is a small island. We've got around 140,000 people that live here. I'm a mum. I have two children. I've got a 14-year-old who lives on the mainland with his dad, and I have a 5-year-old who she's just cheeky, and I absolutely love my daughter to bits. I'm a student and I study part time because being a mum is quite a challenge if you're going to try and work and study at the same time. I am also a toastmaster. I've been a toastmaster a couple of months, and honest to God, it is the best thing that there is. Do you know what I mean? Because it has helped me become such an effective communicator, and at the same time, like say, one of the clubs that I'm in is called Witty Birds, and that's an online only worldwide club, and I have connected with so many people from different countries. It's absolutely phenomenal, and we're now one big happy family. It's really sweet. And I'm also the lead 70/30 ambassador for the Isle of Wight project. So that charity that I'm an ambassador for is campaigning to reduce child abuse by 70% by 2030. So that is me in 2 minutes.
Yes. Can you tell me what actually is a Toastmaster? Because we don't have in Pakistan.
Okay,
Like it's a Muslim state. That is why we don't know what the actually Toastmaster is. So
I
can you tell me what actually it really is?
of course can. So I would say there is possibly Toastmasters in Pakistan. Whereabouts do you live? Where do you live?
Uh, where do I live? I live in Pakistan.
Whereabouts? Because I'm learning Pakistan because I know you've got Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore, and a few of the other places. I'm thinking probably like the villages, most possibly not. But like say, I won't be surprised if there is a Toastmasters in like say Islamabad, because well that's the capital city, and people in Pakistan won't obviously speak English as their first language. And where I've got to know quite a lot of Pakistani people that are very intelligent, I would be really surprised that there is one. So, what Toastmasters is, it's an American based organization that's worldwide that basically helps you develop your public speaking. It helps you become better communicators. It can help you with your listening skills, because sometimes we might be in a conversation with somebody and we think we're actually listening. But if somebody was to say, okay, what did I talk about? And you put on the spot, you can't answer it sometimes. And it also helps with just personal development. So, say, for example, if you was working in like a corporate business, it can help you with like presentations and how to deliver speeches and things. So there's quite a lot of what Toastmasters can do, because I think the people that I've connected with, quite a lot of them don't speak English as their first language. And some of them, especially like, say, the president of Witty Birds, she doesn't speak English as her first language. And her English is great. Her English is fantastic. So it proves these scenarios do actually help people become better speakers.
Yeah, really nice stuff. I would like to know that what make you to decide to make you a toast maker, because some people have their reasons that they make themselves a toastmaster or another thing what they want to love to do. So what was your reason to become a toast maker?
So it was a couple of months ago. And it was one evening, I was sat looking on YouTube, inspirational speeches, because I like listening to people's stories because it's nice, do you know what I mean? And I came across this, like, you could say a homemade video, and it was called Speak. I thought, right, this looks quite interesting. I had to pay to watch it. It was like £2.99. And it was about Toastmasters. I was like, okay, I have never ever heard of Toastmasters. And I think that's probably because we don't have a Toastmasters club on the Isle of Wight. So I went onto the website and I was like, wow, this is great. And I think the reasons why I wanted to join Toastmasters was I suffer with anxiety. So sometimes public speaking, I get those like butterflies in my tummy. I get that sick feeling and it's quite nerve wracking. So, say for example, last night there was quite a big prayer group. I think there was like 23, 24 people on Zoom. And I sat there and I was like, I had those little butterflies thinking, do I or do I not openly pray? And I was just like, do I not? And I was just like, just do it because you're okay now with speaking. Get on with it. And I think it's just helping me with just the confidence side of talking because anybody can talk. It's just how we deliver the message and the emphasis we put behind the story.
Wow. I would like to know what event may during a toast. So you are a toastmaster, right? You sorry,
That's
some network problems sometimes happens.
all right.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to ask you a question that what lesson did you learn the hard way in your life? That there are some lessons that you learned the hard way. What were the lessons that you learned the hard way?
It's sort of like learning the hard way. There could be like many situations where I've learned the hard way because I think, I say, for example, my degree that I'm doing at the moment, I wasn't aware until somebody told me the counselling element of my psychology degree isn't actually recognised. So I've learnt the hard way because essentially for the last 6 months, all of the work I put into my degree, I'm not really going to get any rewards back. And I think things that I've learnt the hard way is just situations that I've been in haven't been great, they haven't been easy, yet it's made me the woman that I am today. So I don't really perceive situations as hard. I just look at them as they've rewarded me the characteristics that I have as a person.
Oh, wow. So let's move forward. Our, I would like to ask you that when was the last time did you learn a new thing during during the time during the reign of Toastmaster?
So I think I'm constantly learning with Toastmasters how to improve my speeches. So, say for example, a couple of weeks ago, I gave a direct communication speech, and that was called Dear Beautiful Lady. And that was great, absolutely brilliant impact. Yeah, I'm going to change it slightly and improve it. So I'm constantly learning. And I think all the things that I was learning how to drive because I can't drive. And it's something living on an island, you need to be able to drive because the buses on the Isle of Wight are absolutely shocking. Yet COVID-19 just basically stuck a brick wall up in the middle and I've had to stop temporarily. So I'm quite looking forward to going back, learning something in a way new as such, but picking up where I left off.
Nice. I would like to ask you, tell me one thing, that you are Toastmaster, right? So what you being telling children that you are promoting kids to like do speeches and etc., right? Yeah.
It's like
So tell me,
I've
ah,
only joined a couple of times, but there's like a children's based Toastmasters in Bangladesh, and I think they're between 8, maybe 11 years old. And I went one Friday morning because of obviously the time difference. That's later in their morning, early in my morning. And I was absolutely blown away by the level of enthusiasm and passion these kids had. I was like, wow. I was like, can you give that to some of the British kids? Because their enthusiasm and drive was so, it was just, I loved it. I was like, wow, I really want to help you because you could see the time and effort these children were putting into it because they knew if they could improve their English, it put them in a really good position to start improving their lives.
can you tell me that who are your favorite students? Like everyone has a favorite student during the reign of teaching, right? Like, do you have any favorite student that you love and you are very proud of him? Like you say, like uh, I have promoted him now. He's a very famous person and I love him.
In some respects, because I'm obviously like not a teacher as such, but I look at it in the respect of like role models and stuff. I'm just proud of my daughter because, like, say for example, I don't know what the situation was like in Pakistan when we went into lockdown, but for nearly 4 months, my 5-year-old had to stay at home, and I tried within the means that I have as a mom to just try and teach her a few things. And that was a completely alien scenario because one minute I'm mummy, and now I'm supposed to be teaching her whatever. But she adapted phenomenally well. And we spent a couple of weeks learning about different countries. And she really enjoyed learning about like Australia, Finland. We looked at Russia. We forgot to look at Pakistan, but if we ever revisit looking at countries, we'll definitely look at Pakistan because it seems a really interesting country.
So you are interested in coming to Pakistan, right? So
What?
you're interested, right? So if you ever come to Pakistan, you'll see that Pakistan has so many cultures. Okay, Pakistan has Sindhi, Balochi, Pathani. There are so many. You don't even. I also sometimes don't know that. I can't remember the name. Okay, so
Mhm.
Pakistan is a very nice place, and if you are interested, we will warm welcome you. Okay, let's move forward. What are your future goals? That what you will do in your next future? That what in the next 10 years?
So, in the next 10 years, I really would like to go into politics because I'm really passionate about just things in the community, things that mean a lot to people. Because the how I see it at the moment is politics in the UK is still quite male dominated. And I think to myself, you've got 29 female leaders currently on the planet. proves women can actually do an effective job, because look at the Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's a mum and she has gone through really like the trauma of White Island, the situation in Christchurch, and now COVID-19. She's done an absolutely amazing job. And I think with women, we just have that empathy of being able to understand scenarios slightly different, because male leaders are great. Do not get me wrong. I'm not sexist or anything like that. But I think for a better impact and for a bigger change, there needs to be that balance, because we just seem to bring a different dimension into politics. So I would say within the next 5 to 10 years, I definitely want to go into politics.
Interesting. You want to go in politics. Okay. Can you tell me sometimes who do you compare yourself with? Like you sometimes compare a person sometimes compare themselves, like I sometimes compare myself with another person who I'm not like.
It's hard, I would say, because you have that scenario where, like, say, for example, I don't compare myself to anybody because I'm proud of the person that I am. Because you read so many of these horror stories of like young people going on Instagram and going, oh, you've got this Instagram model and I want to be like her. And then she goes on a crash diet, starves themselves just because they want to be like somebody else. And I'm thinking, there's plenty of people on this planet who don't need to be the same as somebody. Be proud of who we are as people, be individual, because I think the more individual characters there is, the better the world's going to be. Because we could all follow the crowd, but what's that going to do? Not a lot. So I think I'm proud of who I am. I don't compare myself, because I think, why should I? I respect, like, say, female political leaders because they're like their parents, but when it comes to other people, I haven't really got anybody that I would model myself against.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Can you tell me what is the most stressful thing you have to do? Like you promote kids to do like speech. Okay. What is the most, like it makes that person like what? Yeah. What? I'm going crazy teaching these kids. So what are your problems? Like how do you feel? Like do you feel anxiety during like
I,
teaching the kids?
I think
Like
it's
when
like
you
where I'd like to say now my daughter's going back to school in September. I don't really have like children involvement as such, but I think when it's like sometimes if you don't manage your time effectively and be on top of your deadlines, then you can have that scenario of, now I feel stressed, because it's kind of like you might have 10 things to do in that short space of time. And it's like, I still get anxious because I'm only human and it's a human reaction, because there might be a situation that I've never experienced before and it's natural. And I think it's like sometimes I get anxious when I'm doing Toastmasters because I'm thinking, okay, how is my speech about X, Y, and Z going to be felt? Is it going to be okay? Am I going to look like a twit? So I still get anxious, but I respect that now, and I'm kind of like, it's okay, it's normal. I don't perceive like the anxiety negative anymore, because how I look at it is, I've gone through a hell of a lot of trauma in my life. It's who I am. If I've got anxiety, so what?
wonderful. There's a last question for you. Okay, what are the requirements to become a Toastmaster? Like there are some requirements or anything.
Now, to be fair, I don't think there is any requirements whatsoever. You obviously have to pay to be a member, and then when you become a brand new member, you get a free path to do. So the paths go from level 1 to level 5. The first path is the start of public speaking. So you do an icebreaker, you do a research speech, and then you've got an evaluation, speech 1 and 2. So the first speech you do, and then the second speech is using the feedback from the first one. And then the second part of that is to evaluate somebody. So that gives you the opportunity to share feedback and learn different skills, because I think sometimes if you're in a negative environment, you might not really know how to give positive feedback. So back to requirements, I think the only requirement is you wanting to improve either your speaking confidence and just have your reason why you want to be a toastmaster. I've got my reason why, and I have not looked back. I am literally loving the toastmasters journey that I'm on.
Okay. Uh, can you give a last message for my viewers who are watching right now and who will watch later?
Absolutely. So I think what I would say to your viewers is just keep believing in yourself, keep having dreams, keep having goals. If your goal is big, go for it. And it's kind of like, if you have a goal and it doesn't work out, don't beat yourself up, because I think sometimes goals in life need to be updated now and again. And it's just looking at that principle of, is that goal smart? Can I manage that goal in the time that I've got? Do I need to, in a way, take 2 steps back to be able to get to that goal? Because I've had to do that this year. It's like, I wanted to be driving by now. I haven't given up on my goal. I've kind of gone, okay, COVID's here. I'm going to have to take 2 steps back, but I know I'll still get there. So what I'd say is just keep believing, because that's really important in this world. Keep believing that you will get to where you want to be. If you've got drive and passion, you can make it happen.
Miss Natalie, Miss Johnson, it's been such an honor to have you on my show.
That's it.
I feel really proud to have another person from another country, and he has tell us something which we don't know about. So, thank you so much again.
That's okay.
Okay,
I'll speak to
bye.
you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, everyone. This was Abdullah Kashmir wala. जहाँ रहें खुश रहें. अगदा फिर मुलाकात होगी. अल्लाह हाफिज.